Welcome back to Dmac Mad Gaming. I'm your host, Dmac, and here we believe gaming is a lifestyle, not a hobby. Welcome back, guys. And today I want to talk about Game Freak big announcement at the Pokemon Direct. They just announced that they're going to be giving us an expansion pack for Pokemon Sword and Shield. And when this announcement came out, a lot of people took the time to process it, but then people started giving their opinions online. Especially on Reddit, Twitter, and some people I know on the Nintendo Online service kind of give me their thoughts about the new Pokemon expansion pack, and the community is divided. I never seen Pokemon community divided before. This is my first time actually seeing something like this happen in this community, and I was really interested into why it's so divided. Because I'm new to the Pokemon community and new to the Pokemon genre, so I just wanted to know why were people so divided with this new announcement for Game Freak. Well, those who felt like Game Freak's putting these 200 Pokemon behind a paywall and this new DLC behind a paywall, and the paywall is so expensive that they are not going to get it. And I asked why. Did you have a great experience with the rich base of the game? And they feel like that the base of the game was not a truly finished product. They feel like it was not truly finished. Did not deliver on what they was going to give the community, and on top of that, they want you to pay for expansion pack for 2 new DLCs, for 2 new regions, 2 extra Pokemon that people have been wanting from the get-go into the game, and on top of that, they're now releasing some type of Pokemon bank for Pokemon Sword and Shield, along with Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, and a Pokemon mobile game. You'll be able to transfer these Pokemon that you catch within them several games into this online cloud storage service. And people are just outraged on why Game Freak decided to do this after they've announced several times that they weren't adding no more new Pokemon to Pokemon Sword and Shield. And all of a sudden now they're adding Pokemon to Sword and Shield through expansion pass. It's $30 for one expansion pass. So for a Pokemon Sword expansion pass, you have to pay $29.99, and the same thing for Sword, same thing for Shield. And on top of that, that means if you have both Pokemon Sword and Shield at home, and you want the expansion pass for both games, you're paying $60 for both games. And you get 2 new areas. You get the Isle of Armor and the Crown of Tundra, which 2 new areas to explore. They're similar like the WoW, where you explore, you meet new rivals, you collect new Pokemon, and on top of that, they have some of the legendary Pokemon from the past generations of games in this expansion pass that's coming out this year. And a lot of people are like, what's going on? You release a 200 Pokemon, and then in 200 Pokemon, you have a lot of the legendary Pokemon from the previous games that you can catch in this. And people feel like that this should have been a part of the base game. If they just left it for where you catch 200 legendary Pokemon and gave the full roster of Pokemon and Pokemon Sword and Shield, people would be more accepting of this expansion pass, as they was telling me. Excuse me. And they also said that they feel like Pokemon Sword and Shield was not a full finished product. They didn't feel like they can continue playing this game for long periods of time. They feel like the story was subpar, and it didn't really add anything new. They didn't see no new innovations on the Pokemon genre at all with Pokemon Sword and Shield, even though it's being on a more powerful hardware than the previous games. And they're outraged about it. Then you have the other side of the gaming community that feel like it was an amazing experience, and we can't wait to play more. And we will pay the $30 for the expansion pass for Sword and Shield. And if we have to buy both expansion passes to get the full experience, we would do it. Because we are Pokemon fans, and we love what Game Freak has been doing so far. That's why the whole hashtag Game Freak Live thing didn't last too long. A lot of people are more accepting of the situation. And I was just kind of astonished on how this community was so divided on something as simple as expansion pass. I understand both sides. Both sides have valid reasons for why they do what they do, and I can understand both. I can sympathize with both. But in my opinion, I'm new to it, so I can't say who was right or wrong. All I know is that I had a great experience playing Pokemon Sword. I didn't buy both. I didn't buy Sword and Shield. I didn't think that I needed to, even though they're 2 different versions of the same game, which different Pokemon you can catch and things like that, and different rivals, which I'm new to the genre, so didn't know too much. I mean, kind of after I bought the game, people was telling me why you didn't get Shield along with it, but hey, I'm not made of money. And so I feel like $30, they asked me for some more content to play with this game. Awesome, because after you catch all 400 Pokemon and you search the whole Galar region, it's nothing more to do, and it'll give you another chance to pick up the game and play it again. And I'm hyped about that. And I understand the other side of the community where they're giving us more content for this game instead of doing it because they told me in the past how Game Freak did a lot of Pokemon games. They released one iteration of the Pokemon game for a new generation, and then they released a second Pokemon game with newer characters in that generation in a newer game that you have to pay $60 for. And I guess some people feel like, hey, if I can pay $30 for half the price of a new game and get 200 more Pokemon, 2 new regions to explore, why not? But then Game Freak they also say, Game Freak also say you don't have to buy the expansion pass to actually get a hold of the 200 new Pokemon that's coming this year in 2020 from the Isle of Armor and the Crown of Tundra. They give you a free update where you can trade with human people online for the same Pokemon, no restrictions. So you don't even have to buy the pass to actually get access to these newer Pokemon. Or these Pokemon, well, not newer Pokemon, these Pokemon that you've been looking for that wasn't in the game originally. You can still get access to them through trade. Link trade, surprise trade. So a lot of people feel like the other side are just whining, but I don't see that because I go see their side of it. Well, I don't feel like I got a full experience with the $6 game I bought. And on top of that, all you give me is a free update to trade with people when I should be able to get this update. I should be able to get this game for. They say the other side said they wouldn't mind paying $10 for the expansion pass. That way, $20 for both. It's an expansion pass. Why they paid $120 for both games, and on top of that, they're gonna pay another $120 for the expansion passes. They're just expansion passes, and they feel like why should I pay $30 for 2 expansion passes when I already paid $120 for both games? And they feel like that they're hiding these 200 Pokemon that people have been wanting behind a paywall. And a lot of people on that side is upset and outraged about it, and feel like that they're not going to support Game Freak anymore because of this. And their reasons are justified. But in my opinion, far as me as a newbie, hey, I can take what they give me because I don't have any big two demands about it because I'm new to the genre. This is my first Pokemon experience with a Pokemon game. Never played any of the other iterations of Pokemon. Never owned a Game Boy Advance, a 3DS. None of that. So I never experienced none of these Pokemon games in the past. So I wouldn't know what to expect. So what I played is what I thought to expect. And talking to these people that have been experienced enthusiasts of Pokemon games told me this is not how the experience is supposed to be. It was a whole lot better back in the day, and they feel like Game Freak is trying to follow a new business model. And that's the question I want to ask you guys in the comment section. Do you feel like a lot of these publishers and developers in 2020 and in 2019 are trying to change their business model to more online service type of games instead of just single player linear experience games? Do you feel like Nintendo is trying to add that business model? Do you feel like Game Freak is trying to go that route, where they want to make one game and continue supporting that game throughout many years by adding more content, but constantly behind paywalls? And the business model itself is not predatory in nature. It's not. I mean, if I can play a game that I love and it's a fully fleshed out game with great experience and everything, and they want to ask me for money to continue supporting it, of course I'm going to support it. But a lot of people feel like lately in the game industry, people have been releasing half-ass games, and then only releasing these half-ass games, they added more content to the game after it was released broken that should have been in the game in the first place. And some people that are upset with Game Freak feel like that's what this is. These 200 Pokemon that they added now was already in the game, and they took them out to put them behind a paywall. But I don't know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Do you feel like Game Freak is being immoral? Do you feel like Game Freak is changing their business model? Or do you feel like Game Freak is trying to do something to please everybody? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I would like to know, are you going to be getting the expansion pack for Pokemon Sword and Shield? Let me know all you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for sending to any video. I really appreciate it. Make sure the like button helps out the channel. Make sure you share, helps out as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We got a lot more cool things coming this year. We told you before. Sorry we just not releasing a video to you guys, but it was a complicated beginning of the year. Now we're back. You should be seeing a video from us every week, maybe 2 every week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Stay safe, keep gaming. I'm out. I'll talk to you later.